Hello, y'all. This is the second video I'm gonna do today. The second video I'm gonna do about the paranoiac critical method. Um, I'm gonna look into different belief systems and different philosophies and um, different things like the born again experience and all these different death and rebirth experiences. They all kind of seem to me to be the same thing if you think about it. Um, I'm gonna get into this right here. This article is the paranoid critical method. I want you to look at what it say. Um, I think you should read this whole article, but I'm gonna get to quick points about what it is. Um, this point right here. It substitutes spurious explanations for actual efforts to change things, often things about oneself. This sort of thinking can create an impenetrable fortress of depression, repelling all intrusions that it can actually make a difference to do something. Okay. Uh, okay. I'm gonna get straight to it. Um, let's see. No, I'm gonna go to this part right here. Um, what form can paranoid self-control take? Ram Kool's 1978 Architectural History of New York City, Delirious New York, devotes a section to Salvatore Dali and his paranoid critical method, by which he would conquer New York. For Dali, Kool explains, the paranoid critical method was the second phase of surrealism, the, the conscious exploitation of the unconscious, the spontaneous method of irrational knowledge based on the critical systematic objectifications of delirious associations and interpretations. Okay, so really what he's saying right there, they're just mixing things up. They're relating things that have no outward connections and saying that they are all talking about the same thing. It's like saying if I see something with two candy canes, and then I see something with two pillars, and I say they have some type of symbiotic relationship or something like that right there. So, but all this type of stuff happens. The whole critical method is based on breakdowns, nervous breakdowns, things of that nature. Paranoia. Okay. But this is why they say they're doing it. It's mind fracturing. Um, what necessitates the method is a reality shortage brought on by the way. Hold on. No, this is not it. This is not it. This is it. Um, because all facts, ingredients, phenomena, etc. of the world have been categorized and cataloged, we need a paranoid critical method to invent new ones that resist the kind of stultifying classification. Koolhaas extrapolates from Dali's writings how the paranoid critical method should proceed. As the name suggests, Dali's paranoid critical method is a sequence of two consecutive but discrete operations. One, the synthetic reproduction of the paranoid way of seeing the world in a new light. This is this death and rebirth thing, trauma based. You die from the old life, then come back, and then you come up with some new idea, new this, new that, and this keep going on. It's a cycle. This goes back to all this great awakening stuff. All this is linked together. Um, with the rich harvest of unsuspected correspondence, analogies, and patterns, and the compression of these three gases speculation to a critical point where they achieve the density of fact. So it is creating new paradigms. Um, let's see. If you have read any of my writings over the years, you probably have a sense of my devotion to this method. I have got plenty of limp, unprovable conjectures that have been stimulated by my paranoiac thought process, though I may be a little weak on the Cartesian rationality aspect. See, these people are trying to create new types of revelations and new types of new types of constructs, but they're doing it based on fracturing your consciousness, your mind, because real revelation takes time. This is what they call revelation from so-called divine or whatever. I don't know about that, but that takes a lot more time. This paranoiac stuff is very, very quick, fast, and it's it just it's dealing with manipulation most of the time anyway. That's what it is. So I'm finna go to this guy right here, Ignatius Loyola. Let's see, Ignatius. Let's go to him. Is remembered as a talented spiritual director. He recorded his method in a celebrated treatise called The Spiritual Exercises, a simple set of meditation, prayers, and mental exercises, first published in 1548. Now this guy right here had some type of experience. I'm gonna show you. He had an experience based on some type of trauma. See right here it says spiritual awakening. What happened was, let's see, right here while defending citadel of Pamplona against the French, Ignatius was hit by a cannonball on May 20, 1521, sustaining a bad fracture of his right leg and damaging his left. This event closed the first period of his life during which he was, in his only mission, a man given to vanities of the world, whose chief delight consisted of martial exercises with a great and vain desire to win renown. That's another thing about this. Depending on who's using this method or how this method is applied, they are changing people. Now, one people can say, well, they're using it to create new maybe inventions, ideas, or anything like that right there. But then on the other side, if it's used in a so-called spiritual faction, it can be used to convert people to different religious beliefs and things of this nature. So it can be deceptive. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all of it deceptive because it's dealing with manipulation. But um, it says here about what he did after he had this awakening, where he started walking around like a vagabond or whatever, and growing his hair out, doing different things. Sackcloth. He abandoned ambition, clothed in sackcloth. See, that's why I say this can be used in a bad or deceptive way. This could say if this was tried to be used on a world scale, this could stop people from trying to be to have some type of life of their own or fame or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing is for you to be sovereign, knowing what it is you believe in. This also can happen if you don't have a firm foundation. If you don't have a firm foundation in whatever you believe, this can happen. This can happen with you just being around people or environments that full of abuse and trauma. People that negative type people. You know what I'm saying? You'll have this breakdown. You know what I'm saying? But let's get on to something else. Let's see. The Dark Night of the Soul. Let's look at this. Because the reason why I'm doing this video is because I hear a lot of people talking about, these things, and it seems like they're happening a lot to a lot of people. And I don't think it's necessarily a good thing. Um, and Roman Catholic spirituality, term dark night of the soul, um, describes a spiritual crisis and the journey toward the union with God, like describes Saint John on the cross. Let's see, it was something else. Um, let's see. It was something else I want to show on him because it kind of said something about two things. Let's see. Um, then try the nights with the soul spirit. The nights with the soul experience are two necessary purgurations. I just said in the other one that it was two processes, two something. It was saying something about two, right here. And so you're purging something, comprising the first three stages of the mystical journey, followed by those of illumination and the union. And this another thing. See, the illumination that comes from this, sometimes it might be a distorted illumination. You see what I'm saying? This is how you get sucked back into these different spiritual systems. They'll come with a new idea or a new group that that you. But see, the thing about it is, the people that get sucked into all this stuff is um, there are people who have left one thing. They change their point of view, their perspective on one thing, and then this other thing just popped up seemingly out of the blue to get their attention again. You see what I'm saying? But let's go to this right here. But the whole point is, I believe that this stuff can be did naturally, meaning you could just have a nervous breakdown and change your point of view about things, and or it can be induced. I really think that some of this stuff can be induced by either drugs or manipulation. People can edge you, judge you, push you, prod you using manipulation tactics to cause this nervous breakdown to get you to change your point of view. You see what I'm saying? So, the born again experience, same thing about Jesus. Talking about this death and rebirth thing, it's the same thing. This goes all the way back into what these people be talking about, this great awakening and all this madness. It's the same thing, death and rebirth. And what I think all this stuff is just people having nervous breakdowns, and it has become so normalized that we see it now as spiritual experiences, and people actually capitalize off this stuff. Telling you, oh, now it's time for you to come back to God, or you depressed about this, or you depressed. No, you need help. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what it is. But they use that as a way to suck people back into spirituality. You see what I'm saying? And then you might got another set of people who are using it to fracture what they call collective consciousness. Because I actually believe in some thing called collective consciousness. And they're using it to fracture that. So I think this paranoid critical method should be studied in detail. For those who are interested in this type of stuff, I just find it very interesting. I'm just making a quick video.